All right, welcome back to Epic Entrepreneurs. What are we up to? Episode number 8, all right? Management and leadership. Growing a great business requires both. Now, I know somewhere in the late 90s, I believe management became a dirty word, and people say things like, oh, you don't want to micromanage, you want to be a leader of people. Listen, I'm a very realist in business. I had to learn along the way that management is needed, okay? The same as, well, I have 5 kids. I'm not sure about you, but if I didn't micromanage the babies, they definitely didn't get too far type thing. You know, they're not feeding themselves. When you have a brand new employee in your company, when someone joins you, they're like a babe in the woods type thing. They need a lot of management. Now, let's define management, though. Management is about building competent, productive people. It's about competency and productivity. If I have lack of competency in my organizations because I have a lack of management or bad management or just no management at all, if there's a lack of productivity, again, either no management, bad management, or a lack of management going on in the organization. Again, we're going to take you through this. In fact, we have 12-week education programs around a lot of this stuff, whether it's sales or management. There's a lot for us to be able to help you learn at speed. And again, most of our learning is done like this in short form video, and then you go to your coach and they coach you through how to apply it type thing. But this whole management thing of creating competency, how do you make sure that the people you've got, and obviously the goal of management is to do less management. If I build someone's competency level, once they're competent, I don't need to manage them that much anymore. If I build their productivity and therefore their performance, I don't need to do that much management with them anymore, if that makes sense. Now, we flip that over to leadership, okay? We flip that over and we say, okay, now we've got to do leadership, because management is more like your day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month stuff. And there is a very clear system for management. See, management is a fairly clear system, but leadership is more of an art form. See, where management is a system, leadership is human to human. It's about people. It's about getting the best out of the people. And again, I'll define leadership with my 2 main points. If management is competency and productivity, leadership is about passion and focus. So how do we get our people passionate on a day-to-day basis about the job they do? How do we make it so people love coming to work ultimately? You know, I'm not saying day one they'll love it, but ultimately, how do we get it so that our people love their job, love what they do, love the team that they get to work on, okay? And then second of all, how do we keep them focused? How do we get them focused on the end result, on the goal, on achievement, on making those things happen? So it's the job of a manager on day-to-day to build competency and productivity, and it's your job as a leader to build passion and focus into your team. That leadership role, and I go back to the first key of a winning team, that strong leadership is definitely part of a winning team. Your goal when it comes down to building a passionate, focused person is to build someone who takes accountability for their role, to build someone who's past the level of responsibility. This person is now at a level of accountability. In fact, they can even get to a point where they take ownership in their heart and in their mind for what's going on in the business. This is not someone you have to push every single day. This is someone who's with you. They're on the team. And to go back to the rowing analogy, it's once we've built competent, productive, passionate, focused people, all 4 aspects of management and leadership combined, then we're all rowing in the same direction. And that's when the business hits a high level of synergy. That's when 1 + 1 = 4, 5, 6, 7 type thing. That's where the business takes on a life of its own. So do we need to build great management systems into the business? Yes. Do we need to build great leaders into the organization? Absolutely. And I go back to what my dad said about when I became a great leader or a great manager and started running a great company, great people wanted to work in my business. Until I was running a great company with great leadership and great management, great people don't want to work there. So we've got to keep that in mind as we build the business. As you get better at management, as you get better at leadership, you build better people, therefore they build a better business. Now, next video, we're going to look at the 5 core disciplines of scale and show you how that once you've built a great model, you can scale it across the city, the country, the world maybe even, to build a phenomenal, large-scaled business.